is we had a very, very powerful rally. And I always tell people, stay long term. The absolute worst time to sell SkyBridge was at the end of the month of March. And I think we're well set up for the future. Now, we have 25 million of the firm's capital in the SkyBridge Bitcoin fund. So the partners put our capital in that fund. But across our platform, we have about $325 million at current market prices. And so we're quite bullish on the store of value Bitcoin. We sort of see it replacing gold. And we do see a tremendous amount of further money printing coming from the federal government, particularly if the entire federal government is controlled by Democrats. So that would bode well for crypto in our minds. I would love to debate the people that think that that wouldn't be the case.
Well, you'll like to hear the news just crossing right now. The Bitcoin's hit a fresh record high above 35,000. Are you in the camp of JP Morgan that sees it at 146,000?
Well, listen, I read that report like many people did this morning. I understand where they're going, and they're basically making the thesis, if it starts to replace gold, and you look at the market capitalization of gold, then you could see numbers like that. Do I think we get to those numbers this year? I personally do not. But could you have 100,000 per coin for Bitcoin if we start to get institutional adoption into Bitcoin? And so this is a unique situation. SkyBridge has a $50,000 minimum. It's obviously for qualifiable investors, but we seem to be ahead of where the institutional class is. I remember one amazing thing about Bitcoin, it is scarce. You've got 21 million coins that have been created, possibly 2 to 3 million that were lost in the early part of the Bitcoin cycle. And you've got about 2 million coins left to be mined, after which there's no more coins. And so this is an interesting thing where you have demand increasing, but supply is finite. And so, yes, I do think that will put a lot of upward pressure on price. And I think Bitcoin, to quote Michael Saylor, there's 6,500 different cryptocurrencies that competed with Bitcoin over the last 11 years. And Bitcoin now at those prices is probably about a $570 billion market cap. And so it seems to have won, at least we believe that it has. And what I would say to people is, think about Amazon in the year 2000. It looked like it had a pretty good run. People thought that it was overextended. And then if you bailed out of Amazon, then you missed this spectacular rise over the ensuing 20 years. I would also point out something like Amazon, since its inception in 1997, that 23-year history, it traded down at least 50% 6 times. And so these things will be volatile as they secure this pole position. But I do think my adult children now in their mid-20s are accepting Bitcoin as a store of value.